I'm currently what I would consider to be skinny fat. So I've got an excess of body fat and not enough muscle mass. This is what I look like right now, and this is what I want to get to, or I will get to, in 6 months' time. Greek god-looking Chad motherfucker. I'm editing this video, and before I go on, everyone's like, no, you're not skinny fat. I know my physique is still fairly good. It could be a lot worse. And on the spectrum of being skinny and fat, like, I'm at the very, very bottom of it. But the point I'm trying to make is the process for getting out of a rut, being skinny fat, whether at the very bottom of the spectrum, where you're maybe not really skinny fat, you're skinny and you're a little bit fat, versus being super skinny fat, is going to be exactly the same. Compared to what I normally look like, I'm holding excess body fat and I'm pretty skinny as well, especially on the arms and the shoulders. I probably lost about 10 kilograms of muscle, so you could argue that that is skinny fat. Being skinny fat is where you have an excess amount of body fat and you do not have enough muscle, sufficient muscle that you are happy with. So you get this look where maybe you've got skinny arms, you've got skinny legs, and then you've got fat around your midsection. It's basically like being fat and being skinny and combining the worst things. That is you if you're watching this video right now. You're skinny fat, you're disgusting, you may be sick. The good news is I'm going to explain to you how I'm going to get from being skinny fat to Greek god Giga Chad looking motherfucker in a matter of 6 months, and you can do the same if you follow this like same kind of formula or principle that I'm going to be using. Why do we get into this stage where we are skinny and we are fat? It is normally down to one simple thing, and that is not enough of the right kind of exercise. So for me, I was in a hospital bed for a month. I was literally doing like 3 steps a day, eating shit food, and it meant my body composition changed from this metamorphed into some disgusting like negative thing, which is this. So it is either doing no exercise or the wrong type of exercise that is the primary cause of being skinny fat. Think of a powerlifter who eats absolutely anything. That would mean that if they didn't train, they would probably be fat as fuck, but they weight train as well. So you get this big, fat, bulky looking powerlifter who just eats everything and anything, but he trains really hard. So you get this like bulky look, and we can all agree that being bulked is being better than skinny fat. Let's say, for example, then you get this person that's like, maybe they've never been in the gym before and they just like doing cardio because they just want to lose fat and tone up, like everyone's told when you first start going to the gym. Or I just want to lose some fat and tone up. So what do? They go to the gym, they do loads of cardio, they don't do enough weight training, they prioritize cardio, they prioritize dieting, they don't eat enough food, they do too much cardio, and that basically means that they lose the weight. Yeah, sure, they will lose some fat, but we also lose the muscle mass as well. And you get into this place where maybe you've lost a lot of weight, maybe you haven't weight trained, you haven't put on any muscle, and then as you've lost fat, you've lost muscle as well. You've lost quite a lot of muscle as well, and you didn't have a lot of muscle to begin with. So because you've lost this fat and you've lost this muscle, you end up with very little muscle, which is a metabolizing tissue which burns fat, which helps to burn calories. The more calories you burn, the more calories that you can eat and actually still lose weight. But because you've burnt a lot of muscle as well and you don't have a lot of muscle, it means that you can't drop your calories any lower, or you can't eat any less food. Maybe you're in like a binge eating cycle, and then now you're like fucked. That is why it happens. Maybe we've dieted too hard, maybe we've prioritized the wrong kind of exercise, maybe we haven't done any exercise at all and we're just like naturally skinny, and as we get older or as we've eaten more bad food, we kind of keep that skinny frame and we have got skinny fat. How are we gonna fix this little dweeb of a Nissan Micra looking rig and turn it into a fucking big rig Giga Chad daddy fucking 29,000 wheeler truck? So the number one thing, regardless of who you are, whether you're me or whether you're some random person who's skinny fat watching this on the internet, is the most important thing, the foundation of everything, like do not overcomplicate things, is get a weight training routine. Focus on getting a solid weight training routine in place. I'm not talking about where you just go into the gym, lift weights. Get a routine where you know exactly what you are training, when you are training it, and how many reps and sets you're going to be doing. Not on a bro split where you're just doing arms one day, legs another day, chest another day, shoulders another day. Get on a split where you're training everything twice a week, where you've got high frequency such as push-pull legs. I like to do a 2-on, 1-off split at the minute because it means that if I need an extra day to recover, I can. I'm hitting everything twice a week. I just really love training like that because it keeps it interesting. I'll put it here. That's what I'm kind of doing in terms of training. Get on a split with high frequency. You're going to want to prioritize things like your compound movements. So big movements I always start with, such as on chest, I'll start with a pressing motion, a squatting motion on legs, and then a pulling motion on back. Can do stuff like deadlifts, but I can't really do them with my leg at the minute. Prioritize the big main compounds at the start of the workout and then do the isolation stuff after that. The most important thing, right, out of all of this is having this foundation, having a routine in place that you do, that you know that you're doing, that you're gonna fucking smash, and striving for progression every single week. So you see that guy in the gym, he just goes in there, Greg just goes to the gym, does some bicep curls, and then walks out. He doesn't know how many reps he's done, doesn't know how many sets he's doing, doesn't know what weight he's using. Focus on progression. If you're getting stronger, if you're adding more weight on the bar, if you're doing an extra rep on the movements that you were doing previously, if you are progressing, you are going to be gaining muscle. Obviously, there's different types of hypertrophy, but it's a pretty fucking good indicator. If you're looking in the mirror, you're looking better, and you're getting stronger, you're gonna be gaining muscle. All over the internet, there is thousands of great resources for good programs. Look at push-pull leg splits, look at upper-lower splits, look at 2 on 1 day off splits. Things with high frequency or training body parts multiple times per week is really what you wanna do. Just in summary, high intensity. I'm doing high intensity training. Every working set that I do is gonna be till failure. I'm gonna be training everything at high frequency 2 times per week, and I'm gonna be doing relatively low volume as well, because you don't wanna be doing excessive volume because it's gonna actually be detrimental if you do too much volume. Focus on the main compounds. Don't have too much volume in, but don't have too little volume in as well. I'd say, like, as a general rule of thumb, go around 20 sets tops per body part per week. Anything over that is probably going to be excessive, especially if you're training at high intensities, like really pushing the weight out. You'll find that by doing too much volume, too many sets and reps, you'll struggle in terms of fatigue. In terms of reps, I alternate depending on what I'm training and how I'm training, but normally what I do, especially on compounds, I'll do a top set of anywhere between 6 to 10 reps, and then I'll do a back off set after that, 10 to 15 reps. And then if I'm only doing 2 sets on that exercise, I'll go on to the next one, do something similar. Get a solid routine in place that you follow every single day without fail. Don't come up with fucking excuses. And I'm gonna be focusing on getting stronger. I've got a routine, I'm gonna focus on getting stronger. Those are the 2 most important things, routine and getting stronger. And if we are progressing, we are going in the right direction, and our body composition will change. I've watched some other videos on skinny fat and what people are doing and what they recommend and other things, and it's like eat 0.394 times to the power of 10 calories below your current basal metabolic rate in order to lose fat and do this, blah. No, shut up. The best way to do it is find your maintenance calories, what you think your maintenance calories is. There's a free calorie calculator on RET here, completely free. You put in your email, we don't share it, we don't sell it, we just collect your emails and give you a newsletter if you sign up for it. I don't even know. We don't do anything with the emails at the minute, it's terrible. It is as simple as this. 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight protein. Eat at maintenance calories. Stick to that, see what happens. Easy. Don't bother with taking away 379.41 calories or all this like complicated maths that you don't need to do. Eat sufficient protein, eat healthily, and stick to a certain amount of calories that you assume to be your maintenance, and adjust accordingly if you need to. And you might be thinking, okay, but how's that going to change your body composition? For one, you're going to be eating less fat, you're going to be eating more carbs, you're going to be eating sufficient protein, which is going to help change your body composition. For two, the increased output from your new training routine, your new training program, is going to do absolute fucking bits. So you might actually find yourself losing weight on what you think your maintenance is. That is my plan. Solid exercise routine, 2 days on, 1 day off, and then my maintenance calories around that is currently being hit, maybe a little bit higher because I do want to gain some size and prioritizing that, and that is my plan for getting out of this rut. After 1 month of being like around my maintenance / in a little bit of a surplus as I aim to gain muscle, I will then go into a 3 to 4 month cut, gentle cut to begin with, so I can still gain muscle when I'm cutting with optimal training, and then I'll go into a more aggressive cut as I get into it, and then really go into a fat loss phase, like focusing purely on fat loss after I'm happy with the amount of muscle that I have. Just think of it this way, man. If you're not sure whether to cut or bulk, don't do either. Maintenance, solid workout routine, sufficient protein, nail those bits, do it for a few months, get everything you can for a few months from doing those things, and then when you've gained size, have a look at yourself. If you look at yourself and think, oh, I'm way too fat, cut. If you look at yourself and think, oh, I'm too skinny, continue to put in calories or maybe eat a little bit more. But yeah, that's the plan. All right, people, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what type of content you want to see. Let me know what videos you want to see as well, because I do read all the comments and I will be making content based on what I want to do and what you guys suggest as well, as we are just firing out content. But yeah, leave a like, drop a comment if you liked it. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you've got any other opinions or other tips in terms of what you should do if you are skinny fat and disgusting and no one loves you because you've got really skinny arms and a big fat belly. I love you to bits. Peace out. Good night.